Why is it that some people can walk into a room and own it, while others barely get noticed? What makes certain relationships thrive on passion and respect, while others leave you drained and questioning your worth? Let me cut to the chase. It's not about looks, charm, or trying harder. It's about presence, the energy you carry, the unspoken confidence that makes people sit up and take notice. Here's the deal. We're living in a world of noise, a world where validation comes in fleeting likes and hollow compliments. How do you rise above the chaos? Simple. You stop chasing. You stop begging for scraps of attention and start becoming the kind of person who commands respect effortlessly. Be honest. How many times have you found yourself pouring your energy into people who don't reciprocate? How often have you bent over backward, hoping someone would finally see your worth? And what did it leave you with? Exhaustion? Frustration? Enough is enough. It's time to flip the script. Imagine this. Walking into any room, any situation, carrying yourself with a calm, grounded confidence that turns heads without a word. No more over-apologizing, no more over-explaining, just pure, unapologetic presence. Here's the kicker. When you stop chasing the wrong people, you take all that wasted energy and redirect it back into yourself, into your passions, into your growth. And guess what happens next? The world notices. The people who overlooked you before start asking, what changed? They can't help but be drawn to the magnetic energy you've created. This isn't about playing games or pretending to be something you're not. It's about reclaiming your power and showing up for yourself so fully that others can't help but follow your lead. It's about recognizing that your worth doesn't depend on someone else's approval. It never has. So, are you ready to stop chasing and start thriving? Are you ready to step into your power and become the person people can't ignore? Let's dive in. And as we do, I want you to declare it to yourself and the world. I'm done chasing. Say it. Feel it. Own it. Because this is the moment everything starts to change. Number 1. Stop running after people who ignore you. How many times have you found yourself chasing someone who's clearly pulling away? The harder you run after them, the further they seem to get. It's exhausting, emotionally, mentally, and even physically. You reach out, overcompensate, bend over backward for someone who doesn't even seem to notice, and in the end, you're left empty-handed. Here's the reality. Chasing only pushes them further away. When you chase someone who's not reciprocating, you're undervaluing your own worth. You're running after someone who isn't even looking your way, and you're losing sight of the most important thing, yourself. When will you realize that chasing doesn't change anything? It doesn't make them care more, and it doesn't make you any more valuable to them. It only wears you down and leaves you frustrated. The hard truth is, you can't control other people's actions, but you can control how you respond. Stoicism teaches us that we can't force things to happen. We can't control others, but we can control our own behavior. And when you stop running after people who ignore you, you send a powerful message, not only to them, but also to yourself. You're saying, I'm not going to waste my energy on someone who isn't invested in me. It's time to turn the tables. Instead of running after them, take a step back. Refocus that energy on yourself. Reinvest it into your passions, your goals, your life. When you stop chasing, you free up space for something much more powerful to happen. You start drawing in the people who truly appreciate and respect you for who you are. This isn't about playing games or manipulation. It's about self-respect. You stop overextending and start prioritizing your own growth. The minute you stop running after people who won't meet you halfway, you step into your own power, You let go of the need for their validation and start creating a life that is so rich, so fulfilling, that it speaks for itself. When you stop chasing, you're not chasing anything at all. You're living fully, unapologetically, and attracting the right kind of people naturally. That's when the right relationships, the ones built on respect and mutual value, begin to fall into place. So, stop running after those who don't see your worth. Focus on what you can control. Focus on yourself. The right people will show up when you stop trying to force it. Number 2. Think of yourself as the VIP in the room. Ever watch how a VIP carries themselves? They don't beg for attention or scramble for approval. No, they simply own the room the moment they step inside. There's an undeniable energy about them, a quiet confidence that speaks volumes without saying a word. They don't chase the spotlight. Instead, the spotlight naturally gravitates toward them. Now, think about this for a second. Why aren't you that person? Why are you constantly bending over backward to get noticed, to fit in, or to prove you belong? It's time to flip the script and start seeing yourself as the VIP in every room you enter. You wouldn't catch a VIP running around, trying to impress everyone, would you? They don't need to explain themselves, they don't need to show off, and they definitely don't need to beg for recognition. They walk into a room, and their presence alone demands attention. People turn their heads, not because they're trying to, but because they can't help it. And here's the thing. That level of respect doesn't come from doing more. It comes from knowing who you are and letting that shine without apology. This isn't about arrogance or entitlement. It's about recognizing your own worth. When you walk into a room, do you see yourself as the VIP? Or do you shrink back, waiting for others to validate your presence? It's time to stop waiting for permission to take up space. The truth is, you've already earned that right. Think about it. A VIP doesn't look for validation. They know their value, and that's enough. They don't beg for a seat at the table. They create their own space and sit at the head. You don't have to chase people or scramble for attention. When you stop over-explaining yourself and start owning your worth, you'll be amazed at how much more respect you get from others. Stoicism teaches us that the only thing within our control is our own response to life. And what's the best response to life? Self-respect. When you see yourself as a VIP, you stop looking outside for approval. You don't need others to tell you you're worthy. You already know you are. Your actions, your presence, your decisions all reflect that deep-seated belief in yourself. Here's a reality check. When you start acting like the VIP, the world starts treating you like one. You stop chasing the approval of others. Instead, you walk with a kind of quiet strength that pulls people toward you without lifting a finger. It's the kind of confidence that doesn't need to prove anything. It simply is. So, the next time you walk into a room, remind yourself, I am the VIP. Carry that belief with you. Let it fuel the way you move, speak, and interact. People will start noticing your energy, and they won't be able to ignore the confidence you radiate. When you walk through life with that mindset, you'll realize that the right people will gravitate toward you, not because you chased them, but because you showed up as your best, authentic self. So stop second-guessing yourself. Stop trying to earn respect from others. The best way to gain it is by first respecting yourself. The world is ready for the VIP version of you. Now it's time to show up and own it. Number 3. Actions speak louder than texts. Sweet words are easy. A well-crafted text, a few compliments, promises of the future. It's all a game, an illusion. But here's the thing. Actions speak louder than texts. If someone's words don't line up with their behavior, don't waste your time trying to decode their message. The truth is simple. If they're not following through, they're not for you. We've all heard it before. I'll call you later. I'll make time for you. I'm just really busy right now. But when the text is sent and the phone call doesn't come, when they say one thing and do another, you know it. The excuses start stacking up, and you're left wondering if they even care at all. But oh, when actions don't match the words, the answer is clear. People can say anything. They can promise you the world, tell you everything you want to hear, and make you feel like you're the only one. But it doesn't matter if their actions don't back it up. A promise without follow-through is just empty air. Don't mistake those empty words for real effort. People make time for what matters to them. If you're constantly put on the back burner, it's not because they're busy. It's because you're not a priority. You're not here to be anyone's backup plan or afterthought. If someone isn't showing up consistently, they're showing you exactly who they are. Someone who doesn't respect your time, your energy, or your value. And when that becomes clear, there's only one choice. Let them go. Of course, this isn't just about others. It's about how you carry yourself too. Do your actions align with your words? Do you follow through on your promises to others and to yourself? If you're expecting others to show up, start by showing up for yourself first. Lead by example. Don't just talk about your goals, move towards them. Don't just say you care, show it. When you stop settling for empty promises and start demanding integrity, you create a life where actions speak louder than anything else. You stop chasing people who can't back up their words and start surrounding yourself with those who prove their worth by showing up, not just talking. If someone isn't showing up for you, let them fade out. There's no space for empty words in your life. Only actions matter. Number 4, speak less, make them listen more. You don't need to fill every silence with words. Stop over-explaining, stop oversharing. There's power in saying less. When you speak with intention, when your words are carefully chosen, people will lean in. Oh, they'll want to hear what you have to say, because it's not just noise, it's substance. Most people fill the air with chatter, hoping to be heard. But the truth is, the more you talk, the less people listen. Clarity speaks louder than volume. When you cut through the noise and speak from a place of confidence and purpose, suddenly your words become valuable. Every sentence carries weight. Don't be the person who needs to explain themselves into a corner, desperate to be understood. Let your actions speak first, and let your words follow. When you choose to speak less, you command more attention. The people who matter will hang on every word because you've earned their respect by not wasting their time with unnecessary details. Of course, this doesn't mean being silent all the time. It means knowing when to speak and when to stay quiet. Silence can be powerful. It forces others to fill the void. And when they do, they listen more closely. Your words then become the rare treasure in a world full of noise. So, next time you're in a conversation, hold back. Let them ask questions. Let them search for meaning in what you've said. Speak less, but speak with purpose. When you do, they won't be able to stop listening. Number 5, draw your line in the sand. There's a moment when you have to say, enough is enough. When you realize that people have been crossing your boundaries, taking advantage of your time, your energy, and your patience. You've let things slide for too long, hoping that somehow they'd get the message. But guess what? They didn't. And now it's on you to make sure they do. It's time to draw your line in the sand. No more letting people walk all over you. No more apologizing for having standards. Oh, the world will test you. They'll push you, try to get you to bend. But this is where you stand firm. This is where you make it clear that you won't tolerate being treated like anything less than you are, valuable, worthy, and deserving of respect. Boundaries aren't just about saying no. They're about teaching others how to treat you. The moment you let someone push past your limits, you've just handed them the power to disrespect you. But when you set clear, non-negotiable boundaries, you reclaim your power. You're not asking for respect, you're demanding it. And here's the kicker, there's no need to apologize for it. You don't need to explain yourself or justify your boundaries. They're not up for debate. You don't owe anyone an explanation for why you need to protect your peace, your time, and your energy. People who respect you will respect your limits. Those who don't? Well, they were never meant to be in your life anyway. Of course, setting boundaries isn't always easy. It might feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you're used to being the people pleaser. But let me tell you, it's worth it. The moment you stop tolerating disrespect, the moment you stop letting others dictate your worth, you'll feel a shift. You'll feel stronger, more in control, and more confident in your own skin. It's like drawing a line in the sand. Once it's drawn, you don't let anyone cross it. They might test it. They might try to erase it. But you stand your ground. And over time, they'll learn that you're not someone to be taken lightly. So, do it. Draw your line. No more bending, no more second-guessing. Hold your ground, and let the world know you know exactly what you deserve. Your boundaries are sacred. Protect them fiercely. Number 6. Be the calm in a world of drama. In a world built on chaos, be the one who stands still. Drama pulls people in, keeps them spinning, desperate for validation, making them lose themselves in a vortex of noise and confusion. It's exhausting. It drains energy, distorts clarity, and leaves everyone tangled in unnecessary conflict. But here's the real truth. Everyone is silently yearning for something they rarely find. Peace. In the midst of the madness, they crave stillness, a moment to breathe, a moment to simply be. And that's where you step in. You don't have to get swept up in every emotional tornado. You can be the calm, the steady, grounded presence that commands attention without uttering a word. People are worn out by the drama, searching for someone who isn't swayed by every outburst, every emotional tide. They're looking for someone who won't get caught up in the chaos, but will rise above it. They want someone who brings stability in a world that feels anything but. The trick is simple. When you remain calm, you lead without effort. You become the anchor in the storm, the one others instinctively turn to. While everyone else is caught in the cycle of gossip, quick reactions, or emotional outbursts, you stand unwavering. You don't react to every distraction. You don't feed into every conflict. You just stay, solid, unshaken, while the world whirls around you. Being calm is not about weakness. It's strength in its purest form. It's the ability to observe, breathe, and choose your response, rather than reacting in haste. Calmness is the power to detach from the noise and see things for what they truly are. It's knowing that nothing is permanent, not the drama, not the chaos, and certainly not the emotional highs and lows that others chase. You choose not to participate, and in doing so, you command respect. There will always be those who try to drag you into their whirlwind, those who live for the chaos, who want you to lose your composure and join their emotional circus. But here's the catch. You don't have to play their game. You don't have to meet their intensity with your own. When you don't engage, they're forced to look at their own behavior. When you hold your ground and choose peace over panic, they'll start to notice your composure becomes a reflection of what they're missing. And in time, they'll gravitate towards it. Because deep down, what they crave isn't more drama. It's what you have, quiet power. So when you walk into any situation, whether it's at work, with friends, or in your personal life, be the presence that doesn't falter. Let the world swirl with distractions, but remain unshaken. You don't have to fight for control or validation. You are the calm, the center, the constant in a world of chaos. When everything else feels uncertain, your peace will be the one thing people can count on. Your serenity will be the beacon in a storm, the stillness in a sea of noise. And in that quiet strength, you'll find something more valuable than drama ever could: true influence. Number 7, work on being the best version of you. You owe it to yourself to rise, to evolve, to transform, to level up in every area of your life, physically, mentally, emotionally, whatever it takes. Here's the thing. When you commit to this journey, something powerful happens. The world begins to gravitate towards you. Respect, opportunities, admiration, they come naturally. Not because you seek them, but because you've built something that demands attention. Real relationships, rooted in genuine value, not shallow exchanges, begin to take shape. But here's the catch. You've got to put in the work. There are no shortcuts, no magic pills. It's the daily grind. The commitment to being your best, day in and day out. Start by investing in yourself. Stop waiting for someone else to hand you validation. You don't need anyone to make you feel valuable, because you already know your worth. You want to be the kind of person who shows up with strength, clarity, and undeniable presence, no matter what the situation calls for. This doesn't come from external praise. It comes from inside. You create it by putting in the work, physically, mentally, emotionally. It's not just about going through the motions, either. It's about transformation. Pushing your limits, refusing to accept anything less than your best. Breaking down the walls you've built, challenging yourself to go beyond your comfort zone. Every challenge you face, every boundary you push, every setback you overcome, they're not obstacles. They're the stepping stones that elevate you to a higher version of yourself. The more you invest in your growth, the more you'll feel the world start to move in your direction. Let's start with your body. Treat it like a temple. Strengthen it, not just to look good, but to feel unbreakable. Go beyond the basic workouts, push it to the limit, build resilience. Physical strength has a ripple effect. It strengthens not just your muscles, but your spirit. How you carry yourself, how you hold your own in tough situations, this is where it starts to show. Strength in the body is strength in life. Next, focus on your mind. A strong body is nothing without a strong mind to match. Feed it with knowledge, challenge it with fresh perspectives. Stop letting distractions take over your day. Take control. Focus on developing your intellect, honing your critical thinking, and building your emotional intelligence. A sharp mind isn't swayed by passing emotions or outside noise. It remains unshaken in the face of adversity. And let's talk about your emotions. Mastering your emotions is the foundation for everything else. Emotional intelligence is not just about keeping your cool under pressure. It's about understanding yourself, recognizing your triggers, and responding with precision, not reaction. When you become emotionally resilient, life's challenges start to feel less like burdens and more like opportunities to demonstrate your strength. But here's the kicker. It's not about perfection. It's about consistency. The small actions, the tiny wins, the progress that might not always be visible, but it's there. Every single day you push yourself to show up as your best, you get closer to becoming the person you want to be. And that growth, it's magnetic. It draws people in, not because you're chasing them, but because your energy speaks for itself. So stop waiting for the perfect moment. Level up. Become the kind of person who stands out not because of what you say, but because of who you've become. You've already done the work to make it happen. The world will begin to respond to that energy. Opportunities, respect, the right relationships, everything falls into place when you show up as the best version of yourself. Your growth will be the quiet force that changes everything. Because when you put in the work to be the best version of you, the world has no choice but to recognize it. Number 8. Don't spill all the beans at once. Mystery isn't just a tool, it's a force. When you put everything about yourself out there too quickly, the magic fades. There's no room left for curiosity, no space for people to lean in and wonder, what's behind that? When you hold back just enough, when you let the layers of who you are unfold bit by bit, that's when the real power kicks in. That's when people begin to pay attention, not out of obligation, but out of genuine interest. Think about it. When someone reveals their entire story right away, where's the thrill in that? It's like reading a book where every chapter is laid out before you. Sure, it might be entertaining at first, but eventually you start to skim because you already know how it ends. The mystery, the anticipation, is gone. Now, flip the script. Imagine meeting someone who exudes that quiet strength. They don't rush to tell you everything. They leave little things unsaid, just enough to get you curious. You find yourself paying attention to every word, every glance, every move. It's not manipulation. It's authenticity with a sense of restraint. And you're hooked. You want to know more. You can't help but lean in, eager to discover what lies beneath the surface. The power in mystery is this. The less you reveal, the more they crave. You leave a trail of breadcrumbs that they have to follow. It makes every interaction feel significant. Every conversation feels like an opening to something deeper. You become the enigma they can't stop trying to solve. But let's be clear. It's not about playing games or being elusive for the sake of it. It's about giving people room to see the full picture, piece by piece. It's about allowing them to earn the right to truly know you. When you keep some things close to the chest, when you control how and when you reveal your story, you establish a deeper sense of respect. People don't just admire what they see, they begin to respect what they've earned the right to understand. So stop spilling everything all at once. Let your life unfold in layers. The less you give away, the more powerful the moments when you do reveal. Keep that mystery alive. It's not about withholding for the sake of it. It's about keeping people intrigued and, more importantly, giving them the chance to truly discover who you are. Number 9. Stop obsessing over what's not meant for you. Ever find yourself caught in that endless loop, fixated on why someone didn't choose you or why things didn't go as planned? It's like running in circles, chasing something that was never yours to begin with. And in the end, all that energy spent is nothing but wasted time. Here's the raw truth. Life doesn't owe you answers. It doesn't owe you a reason for why some doors slammed shut or why others opened to things you thought were meant for you. That person who walked away, that opportunity that slipped through your fingers, they were never meant for you. And no amount of obsessing over it will change that fact. We've all been there. You know the sting, the missed chances, the rejections that leave a mark. It's painful, no doubt. But here's the truth you need to embrace. What wasn't meant for you will never be yours, no matter how much you cling to it. And the faster you let that sink in, the sooner you'll be free to move on. Stop looking back. It's like waiting at a train station for a train that's already gone. The tracks are empty, and you're still stuck in the past while the world keeps moving forward. The longer you waste time obsessing over what wasn't, the longer you delay the arrival of what is. The moment you stop holding on to what's lost is the moment you make space for what's meant to find you. It's about releasing the need for validation from people who didn't choose you or clinging to dreams that didn't come true. Instead, focus inward. Invest your time and energy into what aligns with your purpose, into the people and opportunities that are truly meant for you. They're waiting. But they won't find you if you're still holding on to things that aren't serving you. Letting go isn't easy, I get it. It's a battle to walk away from something that hurts. But here's the thing. You're not losing anything. You're clearing the way for what's right for you. And when you do, you'll realize that the right things were waiting all along. Things that will bring you growth, peace, and fulfillment. So stop clinging to what's gone. Let go of the missed chances, the people who didn't stay. When you stop fighting for what's not yours, you open the door to what is. And trust me, what's meant for you will come to you effortlessly. No chasing, no holding on, just release. Number 10. Be real, not perfect. Perfection is a trap. We've all fallen for it, chasing an ideal that we think will finally bring us approval, thinking that if we could just be perfect, we'd be loved, respected, seen. But here's the truth. Perfection is exhausting. The constant effort to live up to an image that doesn't even exist drains your energy and leaves you feeling hollow. It makes you forget who you really are. Pretending to be someone you're not only leads to burnout. It's like wearing a mask every day, hiding behind a version of yourself that's not true. Eventually, the mask cracks, and the real you comes bursting through. How long will you keep up the act before it all comes undone? How much longer will you try to be someone else before the real you demands to be seen? The truth is this: authenticity isn't about perfection. It's about embracing your flaws, your quirks, the parts of you that make you, you. It's about accepting your imperfections and owning them. And when you do that, you tap into something powerful, the strength in being real. That's what people connect with. Not the perfect version, but the raw, unpolished, real one. The people who matter, they'll appreciate the real you, the messy, flawed, courageous version. People don't connect with perfection. They connect with the real you, the one who's not afraid to be vulnerable, to show their scars, their struggles, their human side. It's the moments when you drop the facade, when you show up fully as yourself, that the true connection happens. And in that moment, you become untouchable. No one can beat you at being yourself because no one else can be you. Life isn't about being flawless. It's about owning your imperfections and making them part of your story. It's about standing tall in your truth, unapologetically, without the need for anyone's approval but your own. The people who matter will see your authenticity, and that's what will draw them in. Your courage to be real, your strength to face the world as you are, will make you magnetic. You don't need to fake it to make it. You need to be real to rise. Once you stop pretending to be someone else, you'll realize that the only approval you need is your own. The people who truly matter, they'll already be drawn to you because authenticity is irresistible. Stop hiding behind a mask. Stop striving for something you'll never reach. Be raw, be real, be you, because that's more than enough. And when you fully embrace that, you'll find a freedom that perfection could never give you. Respect and attraction are not things you can simply force. They're not transactional, not something you can buy with fake smiles or empty words. They're the natural outcome of how you live, think, and act. They are earned, not demanded. They come from the energy you give off, the way you carry yourself, and the value you project into the world. When you embody your true worth, when you live with self-respect, respect and attraction will follow, almost effortlessly. By applying these principles, you will stop chasing the wrong people, the ones who don't see you for who you are. You'll stop clinging to relationships that drain you, leaving you wondering why you're still not being valued. Instead, you'll attract the ones who recognize your worth, the ones who are aligned with your purpose, the ones who don't need you to prove anything. Those are the people who will lift you up and help you thrive. That's the energy you want to radiate. But here's the thing. You don't have to change who you are to fit someone else's mold. That's the trap most people fall into. They believe they have to shrink themselves, twist themselves into something they're not, in order to be loved or respected. That's a losing game. The truth is, you have to show up as your most authentic self, unapologetically. Flaws, strengths, scars, and all. And the right people, the ones who matter, will be drawn to you naturally. You don't need to bend yourself to meet someone else's standards. You just need to focus on becoming a person of value, to yourself first, and then to others. When you start living from a place of authenticity, when you commit to self-respect and growth, the people who truly deserve your time and energy will be magnetically pulled toward you. The ones who appreciate you for who you truly are will find their way into your life without you having to chase them. So, let go of the need to force connections, to chase after fleeting approval. Stop wasting time and energy on what's not meant for you. Instead, start building a life so full of value, so rich with purpose, that those who truly belong will naturally gravitate toward you. You're not here to settle. You're here to attract. You're here to stand in your own power, unapologetically, and let the rest follow. When you become a person of real value, the right relationships will come to you, strong, supportive, and rooted in genuine respect. And that's when you'll realize you never had to chase at all.